Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. When we look into the Book of Allah, one of the things that we realize is that when you ponder and reflect upon the verses of the Quran, you realize that Allah Azza wa Jal is teaching us and teaching us and teaching us on a daily basis. And in the month of Ramadan is known as the month of the Quran, and naturally we open the Book of Allah Azza wa Jal and we start reciting the Quran. But I want you all to make a sincere intention that for the remaining 11 months of the year, you will not let a day go by without reading some portion of the Quran. Make a promise or make an intention that inshallah after the month of Ramadan, I'm going to try and keep reading, continuing to read the Quran on a daily basis. Uthman ibn Affan, he said, I wish that a day does not go by where I don't pick up the Book of Allah Azza wa Jal and read it. There's so many profound lessons that you can look into. Just in the 24th juz, some of the ayah that we recited, one of the verses that we recited is the verse of hope, where Allah Azza wa Jal says, قُلْ يَا عِبَادِيَ الَّذِينَ أَسْرَفُوا عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ لَا تَقْنَطُوا مِنْ رَحْمَةِ اللَّهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ جَمِيعًا إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْغَفُورُ الرَّحِيمُ. This is a very profound verse. The scholars, they say that this is the verse of hope in the Quran. Because here Allah Azza wa Jal is saying, O my servants. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing the servants as His servants who have transgressed beyond the bounds. They have surpassed all the boundaries. They've gone past the limits. Come back to Allah. لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله. Do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives all sins. He is the most forgiving and the most merciful. From this verse alone, we realize that there is so much hope for Allah in Allah's forgiveness. Imagine those people who have transgressed beyond the bounds. And sometimes there are people in humanity who feel this way, that they've sinned so much that the burden of the sin is overpowering them to such an extent that they start thinking about suicidal thoughts. They get to such an extent where they think, I can't take it anymore. And shaitan is ready on the side to whisper to them, you've gone into all of this sin, all of these evil deeds, you might as well go out with a bang. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is saying, لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله. Until your eyes are open, until your heart is beating and you're breathing, there is still time. There is still hope for you to return back to the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal and gain the forgiveness of your sins. Imagine Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is addressing the people who have transgressed. How about us on a daily basis? We're trying and striving to pray our Quran. We're praying our 5 daily salah. We're coming for the Tarawih in the month of Ramadan. We're trying to do good deed after good deed after good deed. And we're not like other people who have been committing many evil deeds, major sins. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying there is hope for the people who have transgressed beyond the limits, what about our status? There is definitely hope for us. In another verse of the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِلَّا مَنْ تَابَ وَآمَنَ وَعَمِلَ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا فَأُولَٰئِكَ يُبَدِّلُ اللَّهُ سَيِّئَاتِهِمْ حَسَنَاتٍ. Such a beautiful verse. Because usually when people get to this state where they've been sinning and sinning and sinning, sometimes they also start to think that I'm a sinner, there's no way out for me. You hear people say, oh, I've done a major sin, I can't pray salah for 40 days. The shaitan whispers, why are you going to make dua to Allah? Is He going to forgive your sins? This is the trap that we fall into. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when you turn to me and you make an intention to do good deeds, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take your evil deeds and He will replace them with good deeds. Imagine if somebody commits a crime and they go into prison. When they come out of prison, you've got a dark cloud over your shoulder. Has the conviction been spent? A number of years you're trying to get a job, it's too difficult. Imagine if you came out of prison and the system, they said to you, okay, now you've done your time. We're not only going to wipe your record clean, but we're going to also give you some achievements. Will this ever happen in our community, in our society? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, not only will He wipe the slate clean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will replace your evil deeds with good deeds. This is how merciful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. I wanted to talk about one other part, inshallah we'll talk about it tomorrow, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the groups of people. Groups and groups and groups of people lining to go into Jannah, and groups and groups and groups of people lining to go into Jahannam. Inshallah we'll continue with this tomorrow. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
My dear brothers and sisters, if you have benefited in any way from these recordings, I would kindly like to request you to donate towards the First Masjid project in Bracknell. We have a project to establish a first masjid in the area, and we would request you to support with your donations. Please also subscribe to our YouTube channel and share the videos. Jazakallah khair.